And we are back with another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. Something I've been reflecting on, really the course of today, has been on the Vedantic principle of not thinking about things as me or mine. It's not thinking about and identifying with the body as me. This is me, and if something happens to the body, it's happening to me. That is a bit of an abstract concept. And recorded an episode. You could even go to episode 1 for the introduction on this philosophy to see where this philosophy calls us to identify. It's not with the body, it's not with the mind, it's not with the intellect. It's with that which observes our thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. It's that which observes the body, not the body itself. So this reflection is a bit it's in the deep cuts, on the deeper end of the pool. But something that is quite practical within this is also not identifying with things, objects, people as mine. In the 1,000+ languages in North and South America of Native Americans, there is not a single example of the word mine in any of the languages. The idea that the land could be mine. How can you own the land? It'd be like saying, I own this air that I just grabbed. The idea that it's my horse instead of the horse for the tribe, the community. The idea that this is my food instead of for the collective. It ties directly into the philosophical view from Advaita Vedanta to not use the words me and mine. Me is more on the identification side of things. Mine is on the possessiveness side of things. This idea and this concept that we can delude ourselves with when we say something or someone is ours. The delusional aspect of this is perhaps most pronounced when you think about parents and kids. That's my child. What does that mean when we say that's my child? Is it yours like you own a car? Is it yours that you possess it? You never let it out of your sight, out of your grip? Well, of course not. It's not like you own it like you own a car, which we'll get to in a second, because even that has some doubts to it. But with the child, not only is it linguistically inaccurate to say, this is my son, it's mine. You might casually say my son, my daughter, because it's just the easiest linguistic way to associate a relationship when talking about that child. But when we go beyond a linguistic construct and we get into, and this happens so often, we get into the territory where the parent really does think that child is theirs for their service, for their contentment, for their joy, for their benefit. That's why you own something, right? That's why we try to own things, is for our benefit. You don't buy a boat for someone else's benefit, at least, conventionally speaking. You own that boat for that access, for that feeling that you're chasing. Maybe to show off, or maybe it's that feeling of freedom when you get into the boat and start cruising away from land. For the child, it's one of the most unfortunate things that we see in humanity. It's oftentimes the same. A parent looks at a child as, hey, you're here for my benefit. That's why we want one in the first place. We think it's going to provide us a benefit. It's going to bring us joy. And so often is the case that a child brings more than just joy to the parent-child relationship. It can bring a lot of frustration. You see dysfunctional families all the time where the child does not seem to be bringing a whole lot of joy to the parent that expects joy from that child, that expects ownership, possessiveness. Where this really goes awry is through attachment to that child. It's one of the most dysfunctional things, a central tension in so many lives around the world is the attachment from the parent to the child, where the parent doesn't want the child to grow up. The parent doesn't want the child to have agency, to make decisions on their own, because that child might leave. Where the parent is so dependent on the child for friendship that the parent will actively and subconsciously sabotage the chance for that child to become their own person. It becomes destructive, catastrophic to that child's life, that attachment from the parent. And it starts with a sense of possessiveness. Mamaha is the term in the Gita, mineness. Mineness. It's my child. You see this when people say this is my company. Any founder that says it more than just a linguistic convention and really thinks, I own, this is my company. These employees are my employees. Good Lord, are they in for a reckoning? People are so averse to a leader who thinks everybody's just an instrument for what that leader wants to get. Everybody feels we all feel it when we feel like we're being used. And the best people leave. You don't own your employees any more than you own your children. But this also extends to your car. That car is there for my joy, my satisfaction. Instead of, this is part of the service that I perform for my community, and it gets me from A to B, gets me to my job, where I'm there to perform a high-value service to my coworkers or to my community at large. Instead, that is in service of me. I own that vehicle. But do you really own it? Is it yours? Did you make it? Could someone easily take it from you? Could you get in a wreck and it's no longer yours? If it wasn't yours before, and it's only a matter of time before it isn't yours afterwards, are you more like a temporary caretaker than it being yours? It's the same for a company. Temporary caretaker. Same for a family. Temporary caretaker. Why does this matter so much in things and relationships? That it's a specific call out within this philosophy. It's because, especially when it comes to other people, letting them become fully themselves, helping them become fully themselves, is one of the greatest gifts you can give to a friend, much less a child. Helping them become fully themselves. The cognitive scientist John Vervaeke said it best: our job as parents, our job is to ultimately become obsolete, because we've done such a good job as parents. To become obsolete, no longer needed. We've raised them up to not only be fully themselves, be fully responsible for themselves, but also be quite valuable to their communities, all on their own, without our prodding or influence as parents. Mindness. The ego's attachment, possessiveness of things, of people. This philosophy cautions us heavily against a sense of mindness. And that is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.